about this last episode of Mama June, but before I get into that, I do want to talk about some recent news. First, starting off with Pumpkin. So she was recently spotted on a dating app. She made a dating profile, and she ended up posting this on her profile because in this dating profile, she's looking for another girl to hook up in the bedroom with her. So she decided to address things head on Facebook, and she said, and before rumors start flying, yeah, I created the profile, not Darren, and he didn't influence shit. I talked with him about it, and he was cool with it every second of the way. So she made a profile. It shows that she's 26 years old, and she said, my boyfriend and I have been together for 2 years, rock solid relationship. I'm looking to add a girlfriend for myself, but also someone comfortable with joining in with my man as well, drama free. And Pumpkin, in the past, you know, she was exposed by this woman that she had an affair with while she was with Josh, that she was stepping out of her marriage with. And Darren has been rumored to be an unfaithful boyfriend. There's a lot of women he cheated on in the past, including his ex that he was with off and on for years. So a lot of people didn't think he was going to be faithful to Pumpkin. And this way, they both can do their thing and they don't have to deal with any kind of repercussions. But let's see how it works for them once they actually do get someone involved. All I know is I hope that WeTV documents their journey trying to find a girl and them going out on dates. Like, I highly doubt they will at first, but I'm sure they'll eventually find some kind of way to cover it on the show in some capacity. And then she revealed she's in the 0.06 top percent on OF, so she's gonna be making bank on there. And now let's talk about this last episode. So June admits that she's willing to pay for Jessica's wedding. She didn't tell her straight up, like, if she was just planning on giving her a big fat check or if she was just gonna cover everything and they don't really have to worry about much, but she said that she was gonna pay it. And then we see Justin and June, and they're back at June's house, and Justin decides he's gonna sleep on the couch for the night because he hasn't been feeling June. June has just been nitpicking at him. She hasn't been hearing him out, so he's sick of her shit. So he took him and his 2 chains, and he decided to sleep on the couch for the night. And June was in the bedroom talking about how she's pretty much sick of Justin at this point too. And then the next morning, June's in the kitchen and she's getting lunch ready, and Justin walks into the kitchen, and June's kind of freaking out because I guess she's been having some health issues, and she's got this new thing going on where she kind of just feels like she's like jumping out of her skin. She feels so uncomfortable and she's in so much pain, but she says she hasn't been telling her family and loved ones how significant the pain really is. But the producers, these are the same producers who've been working with her from the beginning. Mariah, the producer that was there by her side when she was struggling on drugs and having all those health scares. It's the same producer that stepped in, and she could tell that June was not acting like herself. And she could read that June was not feeling good. And she's like, hey, if you need to, we can just sit down. And she's like, no, it's okay. But then she started breaking down crying because she was in so much pain. So then Justin saw what was going down, and he was like, okay, so what do you want me to do? Do you want me to take you to the doctor? And she said no. And Justin was just frustrated. He was kind of taking it out on June and kind of being a dick to her at the time. And I'm like, this isn't really the time and place to get an attitude with her if she's really in pain like that. But I can see where his frustration is stemming from, because apparently he claims that he spent day after day driving to June to all these different doctor appointments. And I guess she goes to all these doctor appointments and they diagnose her or tell her to do this and that, and she never follows up with what they tell her to do. So nothing ever changes. When June was crying about not feeling good, instead of Justin trying to comfort her, be like, oh baby, I'm sorry, are you okay? He immediately wanted to be like, okay, let's go to the hospital. And she's like, no, it's not to the point we need to go to the hospital. And I kind of get like both sides, where he wants to just get to the root of the problem, but I also get where we don't need to run to the hospital every single time that I'm in any kind of type of pain. Their fight was all over the place. First, they're arguing because they're not listening to each other. Next thing you know, they're arguing because she won't go to the hospital. And then next thing you know, after that, Justin's bringing up the fact that June's a negative Nancy, and she always has to look at the glass as half empty. And I think that's just something that's been building up for a while, and he finally let it out. And kind of like what June was saying, June was like, look, there's so much I go through with Anna's daughters that people don't see. She said she's one of those people that she really doesn't like to put her problems and feelings on other people. So she just deals with that in silence by herself. And even though Justin's her husband and with her all the time, she doesn't like putting stuff like that on him. And I think she hasn't fully grieved the loss of Anna. I mean, it's still pretty recent. I feel like she's just really going through that, and since she hasn't fully grieved, at times she takes it out in anger with other people, and probably likely Justin at home, and he's just a person that's catching strays just because she hasn't fully healed from what she's gone through with the whole Anna situation. And I mean, it's gonna be a while before she's finally healed, and until she starts opening up about her real feelings and talking about things, she's not gonna heal anytime soon. But she's willing to get to the bottom of her health, but that's only after Justin called Alana and had Alana come all the way from Colorado down to, what state are they from? Georgia? All the way down to Georgia to make sure that June goes to this doctor's appointment. So she dragged June to this doctor's appointment, and she talked to the doctor herself. She's like, look, usually my mom goes to the doctor, and then when she leaves, she kind of downplays her symptoms. And I think she probably doesn't remember either. You know, the doctors always tell you a bunch of stuff, and I can never remember everything a doctor fully tells me. But she kind of just downplays it. Like, the doctor would be like, oh, you got this, you got that. And she'll go on into detail about what she needs to do, how she got it, what medication to take. And then June will come out and be like, oh no, she said I was fine. Oh no, it's cool. I just got like one issue, and she just won't really open up about it. But Alana was like, no, I want to make sure I get the full tea from you. Tell me everything that's going on and what I need to do to help her. So June gets tested for multiple different things, and she ended up testing positive for inflammation, which matches up with the complaint that she had that her skin felt inflamed. And then she tested positive for a possible autoimmune disease, because they kind of feel like maybe her cells are attacking each other, and that's what's causing her to get so sick at times. Sometimes it may be totally unrelated, but I can also not help but wonder, is some of her symptoms she's experiencing has anything to do with the weight loss medication she's taking, you know, because a lot of this weight loss medication has been researched just temporarily, but they don't know the long-term effects it has on people's bodies, like 10-20 years down the road. And I've heard of people like getting really sick and stuff like that. I mean, it doesn't sound like the same kind of symptoms June's having, but she has admitted to feeling like nauseous before. But hopefully she's able to get to the bottom of what exactly is going on. But thank God she finally got to the doctor to address these things. You know, just imagine if she would have went to the doctor earlier. They probably could have addressed one thing, and then she could have came back a few months later, addressed the other thing, and now she's got a million different things going on at once. But it's better late than never. And you can tell that Justin is so relieved to know that June is finally getting to the bottom of her health. And she has to look at it as like, look, Anna's not here. I have to be here for KP. I gotta be here for my family. Damn, with how scared June is of going to the doctor, hopefully she's going to get her yearly pap smears every year. You know, Snooki from Jersey Shore, she just revealed that she has stage 1 cervical cancer because she avoided getting pap smears for years because she was afraid of the doctor. But that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know what you guys think about everything in the comments below. Do we think June's going to give Jessica a big fat check, or do we think she's just going to pay for everything? I think she's going to try to pay for everything, or try to get as much sponsored as she can. That way she can do it June's way, like Josh said. But you guys let me know what you think about everything in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.